Welcome to this episode of Origin Stories, where top-level trickers revisit their way back early days just when they were first starting tricking. Today's guest is Payne, and he doesn't really need an introduction. I'm sure you know exactly who he is. He's one of the world's most well-known trickers, both inside the tricking world and in the wider kind of non-movement world. He's competed all over the world. He was a Red Bull-sponsored athlete. He has a hugely successful Instagram and YouTube channel, and he's now expanding his horizons by working more with parkour and free running as well as tricking. He's also been a wonderful supporter of the brand over the years, so just wanted to say thank you, Payne, for that. And thank you for coming on the Invincible YouTube channel. All right, let's get straight into the video.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Payne. I am from Irmo, South Carolina, and I have been tricking for 13 years. Like I said, Irmo, South Carolina, it's a small town in South Carolina, which is a state on the East Coast of America. It's a very, very small town with very little amount of trickers. But you know, the community is getting bigger now, but let's stay on topic here. Yeah, I started at this gym called ACX. So I didn't even really start outside on grass. I started on spring floor in the gym, and then I merged to grass. So one day I was at an open gym session, which is just free. Open gym, which means you come in, you pay, and you can go train for 4 hours. It doesn't matter who you are. And basically we would do this every single Friday, literally go like 5th grade all the way through 10th grade, something like that. Long time we were doing that. And one day I just saw a guy do J-Seb Gainer, which is one of the coolest tricks in my opinion back in the day. And I was like, dang, that looks so sick. He did a gainer flash. It was perfect pointy toes, leg split. Looked so sick. And the second I saw that trick, I was like, dang, that's insane. I've never seen something like that in my life. So next thing you know, I had my friend go over and ask him what he was doing, and he said he was doing tricking, and boom, there you go. That's how I got into tricking. On to the next question. The next question says, did I have any background prior to tricking? Well, the answer to that is yes. I did all-star cheerleading beforehand, which is just a mix of like tossing girls, stunting, tumbling. So it got me really strong at a young age. And then also the tumbling helped enhance the flip side of my tricking, obviously, in a good way. So that's the only background I really have. Next question says, what were your sessions like? Well, back in the day, my sessions were crazy. I swear we had the most fun, like out of anyone out there. And the only other people I really could see relating to that are the people in Australia, I think the Brisbane guys, Sydney guys. I don't know, they're all crazy, but like that style of fun, we would just have fun like that all the time. We'd watch their samplers and be like, oh, let's do crazy stuff like that. That's so fun. And then also the guys up at the Neo area, SGTF, those guys were so much fun too. Like we were literally just having fun everywhere, and all these people are having fun as well. And then when we came together, it was literally the most fun. So like these sessions just consisted of have fun, go hard, do whatever you want. Everyone's just like going in at it. It's literally like one of the best moments ever. Literally, those sessions were so fun. So the next question says, how did I learn how to trick? Basically, I would watch my friends around me who are older than me do some stuff, and then I would try it. There was no really like verbal stuff that could like help me really execute the trick. It was more so I was a hands-on guy. I would have to try it, and then I would be like, okay, give me some pointers here. All right, try more of this. All right, boom. So I was more like a visual learner. I'd watch someone do it, and then I would try it. So all the tricks that have been done out there, I would watch and then try them. And then when it comes to creating my own, I visualize it in my head mentally, and then I go for it as well. So some of my tricking heroes back in the day were definitely Teddy Engelvik from Sweden. That's who I grew up watching. That was the first trick I saw on YouTube. His box cutters are insane. I'd also watch people like Michael Guthrie. I'd watch people like Phil Gibbs, Scott Skelton, Daniel Pitlock. There's so many names I could name out there, but they're all friends. They're all good friends of mine. It's insane to see like how time evolves and goes on. How everyone just spreads out and does their own things in different ways. Some are still in tricking, some are still not in tricking. It's pretty crazy to see like the different routes everyone goes, but like those were my heroes, like growing up watching all these guys and then coming together and training with them. It's just like So surreal. The first trick I landed, tricking move wise, I think J-Set Gainer, yeah. My first gathering was it OMG 2009? OMG 2009, 2010, something like that. Yeah, that was insane. Like, that gathering was so surreal. I walk in the gym and the first thing I see is literally Michael Guthrie. This is before I even met him. Run and do J-Set triple cork, stomped it on the floor. I was completely mind blown from what I saw from my first impressions walking in. And then aside, like, all the good vibes and all the homies hanging out, everyone's just having fun, you know, just living life without any limitations. Like, gatherings are so special to me because, like, it's a period of time where we all come together, but it happens so fast. That's the saddest part about it, because everyone's just living in the moment, having a great time, but it just ends so quickly. But gatherings are literally so amazing. OMG 2009, that was my first gathering. My first sampler I made, I think it was my 2009 sampler. I mean, I had a bunch of clips where I did like stuff in other videos and stuff, but it wasn't my own sampler. But I think actually 2010 might have been my very first sampler. So the tricks that I found easy in tricking were definitely the flipping ones versus the kicks and stuff. But, you know, over time as you practice them and train your weaknesses, you start to grow in other aspects, which then when you put them all together, it makes you feel amazing, being so well-rounded in everything, which I wish I could be. But, you know, I practice to the best of my ability to get to that point. What experiences have I had happen to me that have been the most impactful as being a tricker? Definitely my knee injury. That's probably number one. Like, that has impacted my entire life. Like, now I'm making my living doing these flips to sum it all up, and now I'm not able to flip. So it's like, step aside, think outside the box. What is the new way to start thinking and being creative to go down this way or this way? You know, visualize all these things that I'm saying. There's different routes you could take. You know, despite my injury, I had to overcome making videos that were not just flips. You know, I had to do sit downs, talks just like this, get more comfortable in front of the camera, speaking to you guys, being more passionate about what I'm saying, you know, really having a hard emotional connection, speaking these things to you, especially how I feel about everything, you know. So I think that knee injury, though, sums it all up. That has been the biggest thing that has impacted my life as a tricker in a bad and good way. But aside from that, you know, YouTube being my main source of revenue, that's definitely something that has impacted my life as being a tricker. You know, that's the beauty of this. Like, I started doing tricking because I love tricking. I love progression and movement. It costs no money to flip, but then it takes that small percentage of your brain to really think about how you can really capitalize and make money off of that. You know, like, how can you make money by doing a rotation with your body that's free, you know, and turn it into an entertainment platform such as I've done. So that's like the best way to sum it up on that end of things. YouTube and my knee, definitely the two biggest things that have impacted me as a trigger. All right, the next question is pretty interesting. It says, how did tricking change from when I first started to now? Well, in a ton of ways. Let's just start with tricks. The tricks that we talk about would only be done in our dreams and video games back when I started are literally now happening. I'm sure generations before that's happened with my generation, but this next generation is literally the craziest one out there. Like, there will probably be even crazier ones, but right now, like, the guys in Japan, Shosei Zen, they're freaking insane. They're changing the game. I don't know how the heck they're doing what they're doing, but they're doing it. It's an amazing facility that they train at. Shout out to Tumjo. I went there. Tai Chi, you're an amazing coach for these guys. They're literally taking these tricks to the next level, more than I've ever imagined, you know? So tricking back then, it was more just like, I don't know, just have fun, go to a gathering, everyone chill, hang out, kick it. And it was just like doing it just to do it. And now it's there's social media behind it. You know, people are having to, you know, start trying to figure out how to make brand deals, you know, by posting their tricks online, developing a following, and then capitalizing off of that. And then reaching out to brands and brands reaching out to them and blah, blah, blah. So basically it's come down to more of like, it's a heavy business you could get into, you know, now. Like you can make a living such as I am right now. If you truly are passionate about the sport of tricking, you really want to push yourself in it, you actually love doing it. You don't, it's not the, like, oh, you go outside, you try to do a couple flips, you have a rough day, you give up. No, like that happens. You got to push through that. You got to persevere. So there's people who keep pushing past that will really get that end goal and achieve it. And I'm one of those people who've definitely a good example of overcoming goals, people doubting you, bumps in the road along life, you name it. Use those things as excuses, as fuel to help motivate me and push me to keep doing what I'm doing. And like I said, now I'm making a living off of these tricks in 2020 and even over the past few years by posting my content online. It's insane. So that is the difference between back then versus now. There was no one making content, first of all, even really filming much besides to just post online for samplers, save up clips all year or all season and make a sampler, blah, blah, blah. Now it's more like show your behind the scenes, your day-to-day life. How did you get to that session? What did you do before the session? What did you do after? You know, it's all those other aspects that really like want to like trigger people's brains and make them want to watch more. So that is the answer to that question. Guys, I really appreciate you watching this segment. Take care. Hope y'all are staying safe during these crazy times of Corona. And hopefully I get to see some of you guys one day. All right. Peace.